Hey everybody, it's Micah with Memberium, and today we get the pleasure of talking with Anthony Balduzzi, who runs the Fit Father project, and he's agreed to give us a peek behind the scenes of his membership site and share some insights and things he's learned along the way. Anthony, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, really happy to be here. I mean, the tool you have in Memberium is such an integral part of how we serve our customers. So I'm really happy to share some of the things we learn that we think we do well, and with the hopes that it helps other people who are out there making good changes in the world run better membership sites.
Awesome. Yeah, and I appreciate you being open to that and sharing because, some people, they don't, necessarily want to inform their competition on things, but I usually find the businesses we do case studies with, they just want to help out. And I love that attitude because there's more than enough to go around. And I know you believe the same thing. So let's dive right in. Can you tell me just a little bit, and those listening, about your business and some of your background, kind of how you got started and where you're at today?
Sure. So we run a business called the Fit Father Project. You can see here on my desktop. And what we do is we essentially help busy fathers, and particularly guys over 40, lose weight and get healthy for their families. And the reason I'm so passionate about this, and I'll click over to tab through some of our client testimonials and results as we're going through here. But the reason that I'm passionate about this is because growing up, I watched my own dad basically lose his health from working too much, not taking care of himself. And that's what really spurred me on to get into health and fitness, because my dad passed away at 42. I was just 9 at the time, and that really shifted my perspective on what it means to be, a man, a provider, and that the health solutions out there, the diets and workouts were just failing most guys. They were just too complicated. They didn't stick long term. And I saw my dad basically work himself to the bone. So I wanted to do something with my life to help change that. So we founded the Fit Father Project with the idea that, hey, we're going to provide these simple and sustainable health solutions to the busy guys out there who want to live better. And the best way to do that was to get the program online in a way that all of our different program members could interact with. And we've run thousands and thousands of guys through our program. And the results are fantastic, largely because it's not that we know anything about diets and exercise that you couldn't find online. I mean, the information's out there, right? It's how we've structured it in a way that's digestible, implementable in our backend membership site so that guys can actually take action and get the results.
Awesome. Yeah. And tell me, how long have you been doing membership sites of any sort, or how old is this site?
This site, well, the site now has a facelift. If anyone's ever seen the Fit Father Project before, it looks good. As of 2018, we did a redesign. This is the front end of the Fit Father Project. I will also show the backend membership site as well, which is on a subdomain. But I've been in the general online education, internet marketing space for 5-6 years now. But it took me the lion's share of those years to really just figure stuff out. I'd say we've been really seriously successful at this for around 2.5 years. And there were so many iterations of the brand before it became the Fit Father Project. But this is the evolution of all that hard work, a lot of testing, trial. I wouldn't call it failure because I just learned so much in the way about how to create cool membership sites.
Gotcha. And so you've had some experience, with online marketing and that. How long have you been using WordPress?
Since the beginning, since day one. I think the first website I tried to create when I was just turned 21 was called healthybookshelf.com. And my idea at the time was I was going to read all the health books and kind of just report and blog on those. So it was WordPress from the beginning. I'm needless to say that site does not exist anymore. But, I've been using WordPress from the beginning because I knew that although there were other website building tools out there, maybe even more simple off the start, like less of a learning curve, I needed the plugins, the functionality, and the marketing capacity to work with and integrate with, software like Memberium and like the other things that we use to run the site to make things work long term. So it's always been WordPress, and hopefully it always will be WordPress. We'll see what happens to the platform, but for now, it's the best thing out there for small businesses, in my opinion, who want big power with their marketing, the different tools, software that you can integrate. And I definitely drank the WordPress Kool-Aid. You probably couldn't get me off this thing.
Yeah, I love WordPress as well. I started building sites custom and tried Joomla and some other things. And when I made it to WordPress, I was just like, are you kidding? It's so nice. There's so much there. How technical are you? I kind of get the sense that as you said, where you started your first blog, is this you making this stuff, or, what kind of team do you have around you to make the site and put all this together?
I am like light to like light medium on the technical side. I am by no means a developer. I do not even know all of like HTML. I just know enough of like how things work from trial and error. Like I've been building these membership sites like myself using, very easy plugins. Like originally, I think the first membership site I built 4 or 5 years ago was using like optimized press with iMember 360. So I know enough about how tags communicate with some of our backend systems like Infusionsoft. I can do some design work, but this site was done not by me. We have a team of developers that do this for us. But I really do feel that it is a good asset to be at least comfortable with a light level of the technical side, like being able to get into the WordPress backend and apply the tag display codes, the short codes, like basically working your way around short codes. If you just know you can do those kind of basic things, and maybe a couple different webhooks that we use for Memberium, that's basically the extent of what I can do. So not much at all, but enough that I could actually build a site on my own, which was essential for us in the beginning when I didn't have the cash to hire developers. I bootstrapped this business up. So not very technical. So there's hope out there. As long as you're willing to learn, you can figure this stuff out.
Yeah, and I think it's really cool when the site owner or the expert does know, like you're saying, enough to be a little bit dangerous, enough to go in and do some things, enough also just to communicate with the team you're working with rather than having to take their word for it. And I'm sure you have a great team, but it's sometimes hard to take somebody's word on something that you really don't know much about. So I totally agree. And actually, I would say you're being humble. If you're able to do all those things, you're probably above average, technically speaking, especially with most experts, because usually people are such an expert in their, subject matter that they have to have a team around them, which is fine too. But like you said, the more they can learn, the better, right?
Huge. And I will say it's been a huge benefit to our growth because I have the ability to do this stuff. Like it's not like you have to write a big brief describing what you want to do, send it to a web dev team, hope that they understand it, hope that they have to learn part of your technology and your platform. So it's enabled us to get some really cool stuff up quickly and in a very cost-effective way because I do have some of those technical skills.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. So what I want to do is I want to dive in and have you show kind of the experience from the front end, perhaps even some of the marketing, kind of how you see people flowing through this into the back end. But just before you do, I will say I had a funny experience. I guess it was about a year ago when, I was doing an event and one of my friends who I've known for maybe 10 years, he came up and he was like, oh, you must be doing well because you're looking fit. And I'm thinking, well, I'm not that fit. I must have been really unfit before.
Right.
And I reflected on that afterward because what he said, and I don't remember the words he used, but he was kind of saying, it seems like a lot of people in internet marketing, for example, when they start to do well, they start hitting the gym. And I thought about it and I was like, I wonder if it's the reverse, because at least for me, I had to get fit to get the energy to really push my business. And so I just figured as we went through this that everybody watching, and you don't obviously have to be a guy, I'm sure it applies to women as well, just how important health and fitness is. And you shared your story about your dad, which is just, I'm sure that is a huge motivating factor.
It is. Yeah.
My best friend a couple of years ago, he passed away from cancer at 29, I guess. And he had this amazing business. They were doing the last big year before he really started focusing on his health. They'd done about 13 million, but his, he was overweight and drinking too much and those sorts of things. And just, it's that old thing that you don't really think about until it slaps you in the face of how important your health is, because you want to focus on business and whatnot, but just, I really do think this comes first. So I'm really excited. I had mentioned to you beforehand, some of these case studies we do, it's interesting to me from a membership site perspective and the technology and the marketing. But this one's interesting to me in those ways, and just that I'm a candidate for this, so I'm really excited to see what you've got. So why don't you kind of walk us through the front end experience, and then we'll go into the back end and look at some of the stuff you're doing and just dive in. Go ahead.
Awesome. Perfect. Well, I want to first echo all of what you just said about, we'll call it the health stuff. it is the long game for us entrepreneurs. I know that more than ever, that the ability for us to continue to provide, build new businesses, be around for our families, all swings on, how well we maintain our health in addition to moving the business. And the good news, especially what I'll share with the Fit Father Project, is that little hinges swing big doors when it comes to health and fitness. So it's not like it has to rule your life and it's an either or. It can be an and both. You just need the proper nutrition. And, even if you're doing a proper meal plan and working out maybe even like 2-3 times a week, like some of our Fit Father Project guys, you can get it done. So let's get into the actual site. So a large way that we attract people is through our articles, our videos. We have an amazing content team that is just super good at publishing long form content that ranks well on Google. So for example, this is a very good example. So if you Google like weight loss for men over 40, this would be the article that owns like the 0 position in Google. And these long form articles really just provide a ton of value. And we do these long form articles that have embedded opt-ins for some of our great opt-in offers. Like we have a free meal plan, we have a free 24-minute workout, and we use these opt-ins to segment people into their interests. So what we've found from surveying our guys that they need help with the eating. Some of them need help getting a time-efficient workout. Some of them need help with muscle building. So we have funnels, the top of the funnel offers for each of those that sync up to what they're writing. So we rely a lot on organic traffic through Google, which is a good place to be. We do advertising as well, but we get a lot of great qualified organic leads. So we write these long form content posts that share our philosophy of how we think things work. And we embed pitches for our free opt-in offers. So if someone were to click this midway through, say, yep, this sounds great, I want this free meal plan, this would be their free meal plan. They can enter their name and email, and it would send them, the meal plan. And we actually deliver it immediately on the thank you page. And again, I think a thing that makes this business work well is our actual like free stuff is better than a lot of our competitors' paid stuff. We have guys email us all the time that said, hey, didn't buy your shit, but I used your free 1-day meal plan and I lost 20 pounds. And I love those emails. So make your free stuff really, really, really good. And I mean, we hear that all the time, but I'll even show you what it might look like. I'll put myself on our email list here again. So if someone were to opt in, congratulations, your meal plan is on its way. This is going to pop this individual into our Infusionsoft backend campaign. And there will be some kind of video where we like to really start to indoctrinate our people into our culture of what it means to be a fit father and just about the brand in general. We do some brand positioning stuff, and then we actually deliver their meal plan on the next page. Basically from the first thing they need in the morning, the hydration, all the way through the recipes, foods to avoid, with a PDF in the bottom. So basically a very in-depth guide for what they're looking for with a soft pitch to our 30-day program. Where they can click to our sales letter. And our strategy with the marketing is really pretty simple. I mean, we're good at what we do. We show a ton of proof and case studies for all the guys that transform with our programs, but we just give them massive value. So in addition to the meal plan, we'll give them a 5-day nutrition course over the next few days that has pages that look very similar to this. It has a video up top with some long form content on the bottom that just addresses some of their biggest challenges with nutrition. At the bottom of every one of those pages, it's very simple. It's like, if you like this stuff, then you're going to love our 30-day program. And we have email series, and ultimately that does drive them to a long form written sales letter. And this is probably different from certain niches don't necessarily have these kind of long form written sales letters, but this works really well for us, where we give them a long overview letter about what the program is. You can see as I'm scrolling down, this is a long sucker, but it really kind of goes through what they can expect when they join the program, and then it gives them the opportunity to sign up. And so this is our front end product. It's a 30-day program called Fit Father 30X, and it's absolutely, I would even say, we serve this men over 40 niche, but I would say that it is the best online weight loss program, largely because of Memberium and LearnDash, what we'll talk about in a little bit, online right now. And I don't say that lightly, because there's been so many iterations. We built a fantastic program that helps guys get tremendous results. Like, we have more testimonials than we know what to do with right now, which is a great problem. So they buy this front end 97, and then we have a couple upsell upgrade options. Actually, one of them that they can take immediately. And what will happen from here is they will get their product delivered via, Memberium will apply the proper tags via the Infusionsoft Memberium integration stuff. We'll build their card through Infusionsoft. We'll apply the tags and send them their welcome email, which we can get to in a second. But what I want to show here is, so let's assume we're at the point where they've bought this. I'll first go to what it looks like on the front end. So I'm going to switch my screen over here to Google Chrome. This is where what it looks like when they're kind of logging into the front end membership site. We built this. We actually got inspired by a case study that we saw I think with Gracespace. We saw they were using this amazing theme with LearnDash. I'm like, whoa, we need to like really step up our game. That is a cool membership site. So we ended up like reverse engineering the theme they used, and we use this Woffice theme as well. And when they log in, this is what it'll look like inside their membership site. So they'll get this a welcome pop-up video, the ability to join their private Facebook page for the group members, and some of the programs they've registered for. I'm logged in as a test account here, so you'll see my profile pulled into here. But assuming in this account, we'll actually have a mix of different programs that I can show you inside our program library, not just FitFollower30X, but this is the membership portal that we host all of our programs inside. So in the program library of what it looks like is we have a big thing we've been working on. We're inside the course training library here, and this is where we nest all of our programs, including our front-end program I showed you, FitFollower30X. But what we've been incredibly intentional about this year with our customers is mapping out what we call our 12-month curriculum. So I think this applies not just to our business, but to any business. It's like, what is your customer journey from basically the minute they even land on your site, so going back to those articles, but the minute they make their first purchase, what's their journey going to be like? How are we going to walk them from, A to Z? And so our solution was coming up with this FitFollower roadmap where we kind of lay out, hey, this is where you start, and kind of walking you through the different phases, our first level program, our second level program, our third level programs, through like a full 1-year curriculum of what we call FitFollower for Life. So these are some of our quote unquote upsells and second tier programs, but we nest these inside this membership site. And again, this is a test account, so you're going to see that they have access to different kinds of things. And I wanted to show you that on purpose, that what it looks like when they don't have certain things. So here we are, and I'm going to show you the FitFollower30X program in particular, as well as how it kind of looks in the backend of Infusionsoft with LearnDash, which is a really exciting tool that we do use. But here is what the library will look like if they have access to certain things in based on the tags and the things they purchase and not others. So for example, this account will have FitFollower30X. We always give people a bonus bundle, and we'll click into these in just a second. And this particular account also has our phase 2 program that gives them, the next 2 months of their workouts and eating. And we're revamping and launching our phase 3. So that's coming actually out on Saturday. And that's what it'll look like if they do not have these options. So this is our immediate one-click upsell that we offer people after they purchase FitFollower30X. And if they don't take that, it stays in their membership site as locked. And then we have other specialty programs down the line where if they don't have access, they'll be locked. If they do, it'll be green. And again, we really loved one of your other case studies with Gracespace, and they had similar kind of icons. We're like, hey, we like that. We'd like to do something similar. So that's kind of like the library. We'll pause there for a second before we dive into these programs.
Yeah, and let me just say real quick, everything is so beautiful. Like the design, not just here on the back end, but when you were showing the front end, the long form stuff, which, long form usually works, but there's a way to make it where it looks kind of cheesy and chintzy, and then there's a way to make it actually look really good and provide all the information they would need. And I just wanted to comment, it all looks beautiful. And I know you recently, I think you mentioned here in 2018, gave things a facelift, but I'm sure it was working before that. Was it, what is the difference between then and now?
Well, we really gave those pages that have been working really well, like our opt-in pages or sales pages, they've been that way for a while. And I've always been a stickler for good design from the very beginning, and I've actually done most of this design stuff, bootstrapping when I was beginning, doing most of this myself. And I think that it's so important for that whole customer experience and customer journey to have a great looking product that makes people want to stick. In the internet marketing space, there's plenty, particularly fitness, I'll say, there's plenty of flash in the pan kind of brands that are, 4-day abs that are here today. They do a bunch of affiliate stuff and they're gone tomorrow. for us, we want to be in the long game. We want to be playing in this space, in 10, 20 years, whatever it looks like at that time. So good design, good user experience is essential. So we wanted a membership site that matched that. And I appreciate you saying that. And our customers also like that too. And I will say this, if you make the decision to really listen to this and up your game on the aesthetics of your user experience and your design, your customers will then hold you to a higher standard, which is what I found. And we love that. I love when our guys are saying, hey, typo on page 6, or this doesn't look good or make sense. And we love that. And it actually has really helped engage our community more, because they know that we demand excellence of ourselves, and we want our clients to have excellent results. So it creates a culture. The design itself creates a culture of better customers and better use of the program. So it's all part of the big picture, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I mean, it really does look good. And looking at a lot of these things, and like you said, in fitness, sometimes they can have the aesthetics, but having the quality to back it up and having the right experience, not just a flashy picture, is amazing. I will say, on the other side of that coin, to people whose site does not look as good, or, you're not there yet or whatever, keep in mind, he's been doing this for a little while. He's been through a few iterations. So don't feel bad if yours isn't perfect, but this is definitely something to strive for. I mean, I'm really noticing, because I love direct response and I love long form and stuff. And it was just like, wow, I know it takes some work to get it to look good and still have all of those elements, those direct response elements, which, again, if you don't do them just right, they can be a little off-putting. And I think you guys do an amazing job there. So why don't you go ahead and dive into the course? And
yeah, I appreciate that. And yeah, I will reiterate, there's been 4 or 5 iterations of this site. So, and it'll continue to improve. So here's what it'll look like if they have access to any of these. And you'll notice a couple things about this is, I think a couple things we do that I like is, you'll see this program status in progress. This is because we build our programs on the LMS LearnDash, which plays so well with Memberium. And it's really, I think, one of the biggest reasons our guys are so successful in our programs. And the other thing we like to do is actually like to use this little tool called Proof down here. That is great for showing if people are buying things in real time. But it's good to remind your customers that saying, hey, you're in the right place. There's tons of guys just like you are continuing to join this. And there's a reason why we still show this on the program page. We have a little welcome video when they come to get them orientated to what's going on in the program. And you can see their curriculum is laid out here in these different steps. And if they've completed them, they'll get these different status check bars. And this is all done pretty much automatically based on your integration with LearnDash, who I'm going to plug the crap out of them because, I'm not affiliated with them in any way other than we use their stuff and we love it, and it works really well with Memberium. But inside here, each of these are program setup steps, and I'll show you what it looks like when they're completed and when they're not completed. We'll actually start with one of these. This is what a lesson would look like if it's not completed. There's going to be this little mark as complete button on that they can click that kind of both applies tags inside Infusionsoft to say, hey, they completed this lesson, which this one happens to be a week number 3 weight check-in. And we love to merge in, simple Memberium merging in their first name and whatnot to make them feel like they're right at home. And when they mark as complete, we can redirect them straight to different kinds of lessons and content. In this case, we're redirecting them to the opportunity to actually enter their weight into their account, which is kind of mapped with some custom fields here. So this goes into their account and we can aggregate the amount of weight that they've lost. So we're able to track that inside their Infusionsoft account. But that's what it looks like when they're completing lessons.
So question, sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
Can you explain the workings of that? Because this is something we get frequently from customers. How do they track whatever it is, whether it's weight or some sort of progress? Can you dive a little deeper into what you're doing there, where the data is going and how you're using it?
Yeah, so we created custom fields for starting weight and their today's weight that constantly replace themselves when they fill out these forms. And you guys actually have a straight up short code for a member data update kind of form. This is all created via one of your short codes. So we kind of input this and basically have that each time they submit this form, it replaces that starting weight custom field and the weight today custom field. And that's a good way that our customers can kind of let us know how we're doing. And we have that data all throughout their accounts. Our plan is to pull that data and analyze that in a bigger way where it'll be nice where in real time on our desktop, we can kind of display the amount of poundage that people have lost in the past week, et cetera. And our idea is that we'll use an integration like Zapier or something like that to pull some of the data from those custom fields that are mapped into Infusionsoft and put those into some kind of front-facing display on our site. Because, you know, and this goes into our brand positioning. Like, we're good at producing results, so we lead with the results. So this is important to us that we have our guys actually submit their weight as they're going through the program. And I'll show you where this is in like the email series when we kind of dive into that. But it's very relative to each person's business on the kind of things you might want to track from somebody. It'd be cool. Like, weight's a very easy thing for a weight loss program to track. It's very objective. And we hold ourselves to a high standard of delivering weight loss. So this is something we track throughout each of the weeks in the program. And again, it's just a custom field in the back end of Infusionsoft for each of the people's accounts. And we just map that with your shortcode. What is great, and I think something that I really love that we do well, is before we get people onto the actual program. So the way this program works, it's a 30-day fitness program, but it's not like you sign up and you're ready to go day one, right? You have a meal plan to read, some workouts to go through, some accountability. We have them write a mission statement. So these first 4 steps of our program course design are critical. We have them go through each of these steps and hit mark as complete so they can download their meal plan. They can watch some of these setup videos on some things that we believe are important. And this is like a very lengthy, 80 to 100 page, great meal plan PDF. So, and once they're done, there will be a mark as complete button. Again, this account has that already completed, so mark as complete goes away. But that will tag them to say, hey, they've completed this meal plan setup step, and it'll automatically move them onto the workout program setup step. And they can do these at their own pace as quickly as they would like, but we track this. And they do not start their 30-day program until they've gone through and actually completed all of the setup steps. So I think that's essential. I think that as program designers and people running membership sites, we need to take more ownership over the fact that it's our responsibility to ensure that people get through the curriculum. It's not enough to just say, okay, we made the sale, they're in there, if they go through it, it's on them, but we gave them everything, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's a very cop-out, and I'm hopefully not getting too hard line on the philosophy, but we'll share this because it's important to how we run our business. We feel that it's our responsibility to ensure that someone gets great results with our product and our onboarding. And so that's why Memberium and LearnDash and Infusionsoft is essential for doing that for us, because if they don't complete any of these program setup steps, we're sending them reminder emails. We're pushing them through the program to get them on that 30-day program, where after they complete those 4 program setup steps, they get this last setup step lesson that says, hey, when you're ready, this is what this video basically says that we're about to play here. It's a great job. At this point, you've gotten through your meal plan. You know what you're doing. You got your workouts set up and scheduled. You've written your 30-day mission statement. Now, hit the mark as complete button and we'll kick off your 30 days of emails. So we've tracked every step of getting them started on the program. And I want to take this opportunity to switch back over to Firefox, where I have my Infusionsoft open here. Because I want to get into, this is actually, might look a little daunting, but this is actually what our product delivery sequence kind of looks like. Can you see this, Micah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So essentially, if anyone, these are basically anyone buys, whether from our funnels or own processes, we'll tag them properly, and we'll send them emails, introductions into new member login creation. So using the proper applying membership tags up here, sending the proper HTTP posts, and we'll give them some, of their login delivery email, which this is a very basic using Infusionsoft's old builder that says, hey, here's your login membership password, let us know what's going on. We'll send them another email that says, hey, making sure you get these emails, hit reply, because we email them every day over the 30 days. So, requesting they whitelist the emails and reply to us to get them engaged. And if they do not log in to the membership site, which again, this is like that link click login goal, we're sending them reminders, over, I'd say we have a couple weeks worth of reminders to get them to log into the program. So that's when the accountability starts. It's amazing if you don't do this, how many people might buy your stuff and not even log in or start using it. So once it starts there, we'll introduce them to our customer service team, who will have their own follow-up sequences with our customers throughout the journey. But we'll move them into these meal plan and workout setup steps. So those setup steps that I showed you, I'm going to zoom in here for a second. These are those setup steps: meal plan setup step, workout setup step, mission statement, start the program. These are those 4 setup steps. And inside each of these are the emails that get them to do it, get them to walk through that meal plan setup step. And if they complete that setup step, they're going to get that lesson complete tag that's going to kick them out of that meal plan lesson complete and start their workout setup step. If they do not, it's built-in accountability. It's more emails. It's just giving them more value training. This is not just like, hey, dude, do your setup step. It's actually value that's telling them, giving them some philosophy and some other things to get them to auto log back into the membership site and complete those program setup steps. And we're really like walking them through every setup step. So there's, we're showing them like, hey, hit mark is complete. And we're urging them to get back in and get through the setup lessons. And we do this for every setup step on the program. So Fit Father Workout setup step, mission statement setup step, kicking off the program emails. We do this for all of these setup steps. And eventually, once they say, cool, Dr. Anthony, I'm on it. I know exactly what I'm doing. Let's start the 30-day program. They get this start tag, and we run them through the actual program itself, which is 30 days of accountability emails starting from day 0, and just walking them through all the delayed timers of emailing once every 30 days, and applying the proper tags when they get through each week's complete, as well as we do some stuff down here on tracking when they start our next phase program. So I know it might seem like a lot on like a first glance, but I think the key message I want to take here is that a beautiful thing about using something like a LMS like LearnDash plus Memberium is not only can we build a beautiful program site, but we can actually have great accountability built into the onboarding our program. And that's why we get great results, is because we have campaigns like this that enable all of the front end stuff here, switching back to the membership site, to actual work. So we're walking through this entire journey, and we do this exact same stuff with every single program we have in here. We take it very seriously that they use the program, and I can't think of a better thing than the LearnDash or another LMS with Memberium for getting people to do that. And these lessons in here, other ones, after they do the 30 days, they'll get a video lesson, and we'll do some training on supplements. So there's like long form, basically member specific blogs that we have here inside the site. And sometimes when we're emailing them over 30 days, it's more long form content like the supplement series. Sometimes it's just a simple video. It's like, we send them in here for a little video on how to enjoy alcohol, and they have a little download PDF here. So they don't need to be super in depth. We are emailing them throughout the program. And I guess it all kind of comes back to what's the customer journey, what's the goal, and how can we touch in with them and keep them massively accountable. And weight loss is an industry that has the need where people really buy accountability. And I also think other industries, could use that too. And maybe some people are doing that. That's just like something I really want to harp on, because it's at the heart of what we do well.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of things I want to pick out there that you had mentioned, getting them to log in the first place. A lot of membership site owners don't realize what a battle that is and how many people are going to buy a program. Maybe they have the best intention of going through it later or whatever, but getting them engaged quick. And then one of the things you brought up that I think deserves a special attention is, as you're reminding them, the fact that your reminders actually have value, that you're taking some different angles and, like I said, giving them some of the philosophy and stuff in those reminders, I think is huge, because a lot of people, myself included, I've been guilty of this, where I just send reminders, like, hey, we haven't seen you, come back in. But I don't really give them a reason to do it, or enough of a reason, or something new or different that is going to spur them to action, unlike the last email I sent them. So I just thought that was, genius. I wanted to make sure people caught that. But, the other thing that comes to mind is where you're so passionate about this, and like you said, where weight loss, where people will buy accountability, I would say, yeah, this is a drastic example, but, it doesn't matter what type of membership site somebody has. If they took it as seriously as you do, and if they realized that that user is also going to buy accountability, or in other words, they really want the result at the end of the day. And if accountability can help them get there, they should take this as serious as you do. And their sequences and, campaigns in Infusionsoft, they don't have to be as detailed from the get-go, but that is a good long-term goal to have this level of follow-up and this level of, intentionality to get people through their content. I'm sure it would make them more successful. So it's just beautiful so far.
I appreciate that. Yeah. And I think the question that we try to ask ourselves is like, at every step of this customer journey, where are they at? Like emotionally, mentally, what's going on for them, and how can we best meet them at that point? Like if they're not logging in, there's a reason for that. They're either super slammed and busy with other things, or the process is too hard to get in. So how do we like reduce the friction? And what we found is if you approach the program like that, the results are just fantastic. So essentially you saw that 30-day email campaign, which is this, it's the back end of this, where we're emailing them, giving them those progress check-ins, encouraging them, using a lot of video, training them on other important topics. So like most programs stop at like just step 1 through 4. It's like, dude, I gave you the meal plan. I gave you the workouts. Like you wrote a 30-day mission statement, go for it. What we decided to do is really email them every day for 30 days with more value, more topics, and getting even deeper on this stuff. And that really helps turn one-time buyers into people who want to continue with you and be really brand advocates, because you've become a part of their life. You've built like a habit-forming product. So what I want to change gears for is like looking at the back end of this and how you can use membership to start getting people into next phase programs. Because this program here is they're buying a one-time, $97 program. This is not recurring, but access to some of these other things down the customer journey are there as a part of a subscription. And that's just how we have chose to build things. But one thing that I do love is how easy it is once you have someone in a habit-forming product to encourage them to take the next steps that'll benefit them. So here is towards the end of the program, we're at like day 28 here of the program. We'll give them essentially a letter on what it's going to take for them to continue. So, they need to tweak their meal plan. They need new workouts. And this is all rooted in the biology of, our body adapts to certain things. So your next step is here. Here's your next step, like our phase 2 program that we include in $50 for Life. Here's how it works, lots of results. And you come down through here and we can make the offer here, which I'll leave the screen big so that, these things stay shifted over here so you can view it. But point being is all of these are going to be linked to one-click order bumps because we have them logged into the membership site. So they're able to just upgrade to whatever next phase program they want. So if they want to join, the phase 2 basic, they can come in here. And if I were to click this button, it would charge this account right here with the card on file and get them immediately into the next phase program. One little trick I would say is if you are doing these, make sure that you don't just have these be the one-click. I would make sure that you have a page spaced in between where they have to click through to then one-click upsell. We had a lot of problems where we had a lot of people clicking those buttons like 6-7 times, and it can be a nightmare for customer support. So if you do one-click upsells in membership sites, which are awesome, they're convenient for your people, they're convenient for increasing your revenue as well. We like to put a little buffer page in between. But yeah, so they can basically upgrade to any of these programs, and what that'll do is kick off product sequences very similar to what you just saw for FitFollow 30X, depending on what they got access to, that'll get them access to the next level program. So if they bought phase 2, this will kind of light up green here, and they'll be able to hop in and see phase 2, and very similar stuff down here with the setup steps, the progress check-ins, etc. And we tie all these to email series. So that's kind of like the high level of how we do things. We deliver an amazing front-end experience, and we get guys indoctrinated into the product, into the community, which I want to talk about in some of these other tabs in the membership site. But then we invite them to go into the customer journey. And I think it's a good thing in your membership site to actually have a roadmap. Like your customers, they want you to be their guide, and they want you to show them what they need to do next. So when you can kind of map out like here's your 12-month roadmap, and actually lay out the membership site in such a way that it kind of shows them, here's what you're doing months 1 through 6. here's 6 through 12. It kind of creates some like psychological security for people that's saying like, oh, they got me. They know what I need. They've walked people through this journey, and it makes taking that next step really easy. And we're seeding the fact that this is phase 1 of a multi-phase program from the beginning. But we're also saying, hey, look, we're going to prove it to you of how effective this is before we even invite you to join anything down the line.
Man, so let me gain some clarity on some, because I think what you're saying is genius. Can they only buy the 30X program initially, or are there other ways?
That's it. That's it. So, outside of some sales that we run around New Year's and Father's Day, yes.
Okay.
Yes. Correct.
That probably simplifies the marketing though, because you have, all that long form stuff that Google's eating up, and I'm guessing all those freebies and funnels and whatever, they just lead to that, right?
Yes, sir. They all lead to this, or we have a muscle building funnel that leads to this muscle building specific product, because it's a very different core offer than a weight loss. But yes, we did that intentionally to simplify, because could you imagine the headache doing weekly broadcast emails or setting up autoresponders where you have 7 different core products and they can join at different levels, and then you have to exclude them if they have certain things and not others? It's a nightmare. So for us, we're like, okay, what's the simple journey? Well, 9 times out of 10, they're starting with $50 30X. And from here, they branch out and they can then join the membership. And there are a lot of people in the fitness space that do forced continuity off the front end. They check that little box that says, we're going to bill you $67 a month for the rest of your life, and you're getting our free course. We don't do that stuff. And I think there's people that do it well in integrity, and there's a lot of people that do it not in integrity. We have people who join membership do so completely transparently and on their own volition to say, hey, yep, I love your stuff. This is the kind of thing I want to pay for month after month, because it's that valuable.
Yeah, and I mean, that touches back on something else you said too, where with the one-click upsells, it's good to get a one-click upsell, but an accidental one-click upsell that they didn't want is a very bad customer experience. And so, yeah, the transparency throughout. And I think you hit on something that's key to a lot of Infusionsoft users, especially because they have this idea of, I'm going to have a suite of products and they're all going to, feed into one another and all this, their whole ecosystem and whatnot. But yeah, when you go to try to map that out in a sequence and put in all the logic and, the conditions and so forth, it can be pretty daunting. And so I love that this is simplified. And I think, like you said too, not just simplified, but they want to know that you know what they need.
That's so well said. Yeah.
Yeah, this is awesome. Yeah, let's hop into the community or whatever you had next.
So I'll go back to the home dashboard, because this membership site is built on a platform that gives us the ability to use like a BuddyPress. So if you come over here, you can actually have a profile here, and you can have friends and groups. They can update their credit cards and see some of their different things that they have in the inbox. So we actually, not too many people use this, even though this feature is available. And that's because, and people who have a profile, you can see that here 20 minutes ago, we completed this week check-in, and there's notifications and messages that you can send to other program members. And a fun thing we do as well that we haven't really talked about yet is we actually have achievements built in. We use BadgeOS. And when you complete lessons, we give them these fun badges that, hey, they completed phase 1, or this like drink up matey badge that they get when they complete that alcohol lesson. And these things pop up, and when they complete the affordable eating, they get bargain shopper, and it gamifies it a little bit. There's so many things that you could do with this kind of system, where you could assign point value and they could redeem those points for future products. And you can actually store these points that they get in a custom field using some HTTP math functions that you guys have in Memberium. And you could get as creative as you want with this, where they can earn badges and get credits and purchase programs. For us, we opted on to keep it simple, but I do like the fact that it does have a little bit of a social function. But to be honest with you, in our experience, people are so used to using the common social platforms that they already use, like Facebook primarily, that we direct people there into Facebook groups and not so much into this stuff. But if this is something that you want to take seriously and look into, there are some cool features of different kinds of groups and messages that you could do within a WordPress driven kind of stuff right here. So you can have messages and stuff like this from different members. So that's kind of fun. And you can also see other members who are online right now down here.
So this is a hot topic too, when people ask about, well, should I use BuddyPress or a forum, or should I use Facebook? And it sounds like you're using both, and I agree with the reasons why. Tell me more about how that has worked out for you, because I love, like you're saying, the integration between the courses and the social proof and the groups that you can do in here and control, and your Facebook groups. For example, are they only allowed in the Facebook group if they're a certain type of member? And do you take them out when they stop paying? What are some of the things around these two types of communities, and how do you balance and manage them?
Yeah, I think there's no one right way to do it. I think there are great benefits to having like a closed, we'll start with like a closed Facebook group that only paying recurring members can be a part of. I think that can be incredibly valuable with a lot of different business models. For us, our program members are some of our best customer service people. And that is incredibly important for us. The fact that when we get a new guy in and we know that our goal is to get them the best results possible in 30 days so that they'll opt to join the membership, we want to do everything in our power to make sure that that guy is successful. And the way we do that is through our front-end Facebook group. We drop all of our members, so I guess invite them to join our private closed group. And man, the guys in there like are just talking to each other all the time, posting in accountability. We're talking like sometimes, like 100 messages a day. Like guys are just blasting through there. Some of the guys are lifelong friends now. We love Facebook for that because they're already on it. They're already checking it. They're already used to getting push notifications from their Facebook apps. And so we found a lot more interaction with Facebook. And for us, like my personal opinion is I'm going to double down on Facebook being the giant that's going to own the community social engagement space, because that's really their thing. Like I'll double down on Google owning the finding of information, and Facebook on the way people interact. Just knowing how, looking at the landscape of things going, I can't really see plugins as cool as some forums and BuddyPress really beating the stickiness of something like Facebook with how used to people are with those kind of platforms. So we're currently working on continuing to get people into our group, but it's amazing because not all of our customers, we have guys 40 anywhere up to 75 years old are on Facebook. So the people that we do have on there, we drive them to this Facebook group because they get better results when they're in there and they can see the struggles of other guys going through the programs and get the support. So the Facebook group is huge, and we throw lots of opportunities for them to join and get started in that. And it's cool too because they help keep each other engaged on the product. So it's not just like you're getting emails from Dr. Anthony in your inbox telling you to do these things. They see other guys going through it as well, asking the questions, doing the support. That being said, in all of these, another kind of, I really say it's a mix of we do very little with like the BuddyPress stuff, although we have that. We are looking into potentially having forums, because I think forums can be incredibly powerful, especially if you have a niche that you're in that's irrationally passionate about the topic. If you're in like the vintage motorcycle business, like a forum would be amazing. Those are the kind of people that might want to stay in there for a long time. With weight loss, it's kind of like something that they're just doing to stay healthy. And so we chose to keep it on Facebook. That being said, one thing that really is great for us is in these, so let's look at the bottom of these lessons here. We do some great comment systems like we discuss here. So you can see like all the guys will comment down here and we'll chat back. And there's some good conversations that happen down here in discuss. And that's a great way to really interact with your community. But other than that, we're driving them to this Facebook group. And this is just a nav bar link that goes directly to that group. And there will be another link if you are a member of that long-term membership. You'll have another display here on your side navigation bar where they get Q&A access to a private blog on the site as well.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's really cool. And I think you said something earlier about your product, when you are after them those first 30 days, turning it into a habit-forming product. And I think that's why Facebook is such a successful peer-to-peer thing. Like you're saying, they're already in there, maybe not all of them. But I appreciate you being transparent about, hey, we have this BuddyPress stuff and it's cool and it's fancy. It may not get used as much, because some people do get lost in creating this community with all these bells and whistles. And it's like, maybe not always what people want. They want to talk to each other a bit. They're already there. Facebook's extremely habit forming. I'm not a big Facebook guy, but I've given ground to it over time. And like you said, I'd be willing to double down as well, that's going to be the tool in the future that's going to be managing that stuff.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, 100% on all that.
It's a good mix, though, of even the comments. The discuss thing is another place where I see it as there's different types of interaction. There's, the BuddyPress thing is for social proof a little bit. You can share, you can do the badges and so forth. Facebook is for the peer-to-peer. And then the comments are cool because they're actually aligned to the content. They're on the same page rather than, hey, there's some great comments in our Facebook group about this. Go find them. It's
right.
So I like that you're using all of it, in the right contexts.
Dedicated threads. So and they'll like talk about, it'll be very relevant, and they'll look at, like, for example, here on the mission statement setup step, here we have them write a 30-day mission statement for their change. And at the bottom here, they'll post down their mission statement. So here is, they'll actually post some of their mission statements here. And it's fun to kind of see, they can read through and see some of the other guys and what they're saying, what they're committed to over the next 30 days. And I love that.
Yeah, that's awesome. So a couple questions for you, kind of some curveball questions. What was one of the hardest things about building this whole site? Like, what was a challenging part of it for you?
I would say, on a big picture, knowing what's important, and knowing what really is the core structure and the bare, like the essentials of the program, because there are so many bells and whistles with these things, with the BuddyPress, with the badges, with the other stuff. Like, what really is important in driving the process of the customer uptake forward? That is one of the things I would say. Making sure that the integration between the proper tagging of all these steps, like the linking of the front end that you see here with the backend Infusionsoft, and making sure that all the tags are set up properly is like a big job, especially as you get a little more complex and you continue to build, because one wrong tag in any place in a sequence can kind of throw off the whole machine. So refining that, and we're pretty good. I think a big challenge would be creating the content. We're pretty efficient at creating a lot of video content. We have a full video team and a lot of the written content. But I think that otherwise, creating the content to fill these big containers, can certainly be challenging. And I think I'll say a big challenge is continuously figuring out price points for products. Like, this is probably our fifth or sixth iteration. And we actually just wrote this inside our Facebook group with our customers, being like, hey guys, so many of you are on different membership levels. We had something called FitFollower 365. We had a membership called the Society. We were doing all sorts of stuff, and just trying to figure out what works, especially for those next phase programs. And through trial and error, we've kind of discovered our 12-month roadmap and getting FitFollower for life kind of stuff. But it was a challenge figuring out what do they need at every step, and how much are we going to charge for it, and how are we going to sell it and deliver it. And I think that's a continual refinement process that my MO, and this is kind of based on my personality, is just to kind of go for it, put it out there, see what the receptivity is, ask your customers and talk to them. And that's why I think it's so essential to have a front end group, whether it's on Facebook or BuddyPress or someplace where people are they can interact with the creators of the program. And it's like you lift the veil a little bit, because then you can be very transparent. You have great customers who want you to succeed, and you can ask them questions. So figure out the pricing for a lot of our programs and what they wanted, because what we thought they wanted and what they actually wanted was not always the same thing. So having the ability to converse with people on the front end was huge for us.
Yeah, that's super helpful. Another question for you. What is, it's looking great now, and in a moment I'm going to ask you about some of your future plans, but what is something, if you look back maybe 6 months or a year or two, something that you would consider maybe a mistake that you would have, liked to avoid, or something you could have done better?
Yeah, as it relates to this stuff or life in general? I got plenty on this.
We'll say with the membership site.
Not documenting these things, that would actually hardline be my answer. So I built this stuff, and And it was really hard transitioning from being a solopreneur like 2 years ago to having a team now, because when you build all this stuff and all the tags make sense to you and all these different widgeted things make sense to you, if you don't have it properly documented, how do you ever hand it off? And we're still in the process of like handing this kind of stuff off to people on our team. We've done a great job on the writing and the front end and the stuff like that, but making sure that your membership site of how it works is documented in an SOP, and it's very communicable, so you could bring someone in and they could understand what the tags are. So now we have a lot of documentation. Like our standard operating procedures site for the business is like as valuable as some of our other business assets, and like in terms of how we categorize our Infusionsoft tags, how we do our reporting, and how everyone knows how to do this kind of stuff now. So not failing to document, because I was doing this myself, was a huge pain point later on, when you have to go back and do that stuff. And actually documenting along the way, and I can't say this from experience because I didn't do this, but I can say from the experience, if we do it now with new processes, helps you be more intentional about what you're doing, because you have to slow down and be like, okay, here are the necessary steps. And anything that you can do, that you do it in a way that your whole team can understand how it is, and you're not a silo for knowledge or responsibility in the company, makes for like a healthier company.
Yeah, it makes total sense. And even as I'm thinking about that, your point about being more intentional because you have to document it, I've gone through that before, where I'm kind of bouncing around way too much. And if I would have just sat down and really written it out, I would have avoided a lot of, wasted work, and then a lot of kind of re-going through the work to document it later to try to hand it off. So I couldn't agree more.
So true. So I think it's the bouncing of the initial. You want to bounce on that initial momentum, and then like there needs to be a part of the process where it starts to get documented once you start getting traction. And one other small thing we didn't talk about that I know we're in the curveball questions and we're kind of getting towards the tail end of this, but this is a cool little plugin feature that's been sitting down here that I wanted to share because we didn't look at this, but there's a cool plugin where you can kind of take notes on any of these sections, and you can write some cool stuff and you can save that. And what that's going to do is give you an ability to have your customers create a journal on any of your lessons. So if I come into this person's account, you can see that we have their notes, and you can see some draft notes down here, but this is the one that we just created. And they can open that up, and they can actually print that or download it as Word. And this is, some of the pre-written stuff in there, but I think it's cool that it's something that pretty much anyone could do with their membership site. I think it's a note-taking plugin. I don't remember the exact word of what it is right now, but it's a note-taking plugin. I could probably figure it out after the call, but point being, I think it's a nifty little feature.
That is super nifty. Actually, one of the things we like to do, if you're logged in somewhere as an admin to your site, if not, we can put a list on afterward. But I was going to say is, getting an idea of some of the specific plugins, because I'm sure if somebody goes and Googles note-taking plugin for WordPress, yeah, exactly. So we'll try to get from Anthony a couple of these, like the proof plugin and the note-taking and some of the others, so that anybody who's interested could try it out. But that is really cool. Like the note-taking, that is really, really cool. And I like the proof plugin as well. I was tempted to go buy some things during the call so I could see my name pop up there, but I was too focused on what you were saying. Is there anything else? And I do have one or two follow-up questions, but are there any other areas of the site before we move on that you think are especially interesting that you want to show?
That's really it on this backend site for what I think we've covered a lot. And I think that really we shared this site well. That last thing is I want to show the note-taking area. But yeah, that's about it there.
Okay, cool. So I want to ask, one thing, what are some of your plans for the future? Because you have this, especially, it sounds like the first 12 months really in hand. What are you looking forward to? What are you kind of planning for this year, for example?
We're continuing. This year is all about our e-learning stuff, continuing to dial in and get more people in those next phase programs. And really, like it's kind of all about the Google real estate land grab with SEO keyword stuff, and our team of writers, the machines that they are, really capturing more organic traffic and ranking for all the things to get like the systems built. So now it's more of like a get high quality organic traffic. and continue to dial in the retention of the long-term membership. So this is all about e-learning for us this year. We're going to be introducing e-commerce into our business with supplements in Q2 this year. And our long-term plans are really building this into a truly in-person, local, and international business where we have pods of guys who are, running Fit Father Project groups locally, and we're doing big events as well. So big live events where a lot of our program members can come who are in the groups interacting to actual in-person stuff. So really just growing from an online business into an online and offline business.
Cool. Yeah, that's, I hate doing events. I do some, but I just, the logistics and the rest of it are so challenging. So I wish you luck in that, not to be negative at all, but
yeah,
it's great for business. One of the last questions for you, if you had some advice for somebody starting out, or if you want to think of it as, if you could go back in time today and give you, when you were starting out, some advice on building a membership site or getting into the membership site business, what are some of the things, what are some of the pieces of advice you would give?
Yeah, the first thing would be that you need to be incredibly clear on your customer avatar, who the person is that you're serving, because everything you're going to do inside that membership site all relates back to creating incredible results for that person. So knowing what business you're in, knowing your core market as well as your core focus of like what makes your process different, how your process directly like resolves the pain for your avatar, and who you're really serving. Because if you do not know that stuff, you're going to make some mistakes with setting up a site that does not directly serve that avatar, or you may have multiple avatars. So it all starts from really knowing your market, their pain points, and how you're solving that, and having your kind of process. Because the membership site is really just like a physical manifestation of these like invisible processes and understandings of your market. So marketing 101 stuff, it's really tempting to just throw up a membership site, get them on some kind of auto bill thing, but we got to really like pump on the brakes and take a step back. And two, I would say bake accountability into the building of the membership site from the get-go. That's been a huge thing for us. And I know we talked a lot about it today, but like, how do you really designing a membership site so that you've taken ownership over how well they use your content? And so I think the solution to that is typically some kind of LMS kind of solution that helps people go through.
Yeah, it's interesting that you bring up the avatar thing, because we did a membership site last year. And the weird thing is, my copywriter, and she's a genius, her name is Claire, she really pushed me to make an avatar. And I was like, oh, this is a waste of time and energy. And because I'd never done it before. I did more of what you were just talking about, which is just put up a site and make all the mistakes along the way. And so she built out this detailed avatar, and then she went on to write all the copy for the avatar and, do all the course design around the avatar and all this. And, seeing that firsthand in our own business, and then seeing the results of that site, it was a lot more successful than I thought it would be, honestly. That's such a great, focus point to give people when they're starting, is get your avatar, get that right, and build around it. Because I think so many people see the whole subject matter, and it's too easy to go in too many different directions and not gain enough traction when you don't. So I love that.
Totally. And all the plugins and the bells and the whistles only are there to create a better experience for your specific avatar. I mean, it's all like, it actually makes your decisions of building a membership site a lot easier, because it's just, you go into it instead of like, here's all the bells and whistles, how can I stick them on Frankenstein in a way that like fits? It's like, okay, here's our person. What do they need? Okay, let's go grab that. Let the plugin serve you. Let the membership site evolve as a product of the kind of goals and the person you're serving. So
smart. Well, this has been amazing, Anthony. Honestly, it's been amazing. And you've been really generous to show off what you're doing and talk through it. If someone's interested in what you're doing, what is the best way for them to get involved? How can they contact you, or what do you want people to do who watch this and they want to get, involved or get more fit?
Yeah, if they'd like to chat, I mean, you can head over to fitfatherproject.com. There's a contact form on that site that you can fill out. And that'll go to my assistant. My direct email also is anthony@fitfatherproject.com. So super top secret there. So if you know my name, Anthony at fitfatherproject.com, you can send me a message. Inbox is slammed, but if you mention like heard you on Micah, and I'll be able to get back to you quicker that way. And yeah, just hopefully people found this valuable, and I had a great time. Thanks for letting me do some like humble bragging throughout here. Like I'm proud of what we do. And I hope I served, and I got a smile on my face. It's a fun chance to reflect on how far we've come in sharing this. And yeah, I'm excited to continue to grow our membership site as well.
Well, Anthony, it's been a pleasure. I just absolutely love it, especially the nuances that come up. Like I said, the site's beautiful, the technology you're using and everything, but the little reasons why and the motivation behind it, I find inspiring and motivating. So thank you so much again for joining us.
You are so welcome. Thanks for having me, Micah.